Welcome to the Change Boardroom. I'm Gail. Here, we architect transformations. We take competing demands into a streamlined blueprint.
You know when you walk into a beauty salon, it's all calm and serene, right? But behind that facade, there's a whole world of science going on. Today, we're pulling back the curtain on professional beauty therapy. And trust me, it's a lot more than just facials and massages. We're talking about a level of precision and knowledge that is seriously impressive.
So, let me ask you this. What's the difference between a facial that's just good and one that's truly great? You might think, oh, it's the fancy creams or the relaxing music. And yeah, that stuff is nice. But the real secret? It's something you can't even see.
Because it's a world built on strict rules, incredibly precise skills, and some pretty mind-blowing hidden science. We're going to dive deep and uncover all of it. The rules that keep you safe, the skills that can literally clear your skin without leaving a mark, and the science that powers today's most effective treatments. This is what being a professional beauty therapist is all about. All right, first up, the professional code. You know, this is more than just about having a friendly smile. This is the foundation of everything. Before any lotion or mask ever touches your face, a therapist is operating under a super strict code of conduct. It's kind of like an unwritten promise that you're in safe, trustworthy hands. And it all starts with how they look. I mean, every single detail is thought out, and it's all for you. That clean, ironed uniform, that's to make you feel confident. The flat, closed-in shoes, that's a huge safety thing. And no jewelry on the hands or wrists, that's absolutely critical for hygiene. It's all a visual signal that says, I'm a professional and I've got this. But this code isn't just about what they wear, it's about what they say too. The whole point is to create this sanctuary, right? A place where you feel safe and supported. And that means communication has to be on point, always respectful, never judgmental. And get this, it even covers what they do online, making sure your personal business stays personal. It's about keeping that positive, safe vibe going, whether you're in the salon chair or just scrolling online. Okay, so we've got the code down. Now let's see how that professionalism shows up in a real hands-on procedure. And we're talking about one of the most delicate and honestly, most misunderstood treatments out there, extractions. This is so much more than just, squeezing stuff. It's a genuine art form that demands incredible skill and a whole lot of control. So what are they actually extracting? Well, it's not just random gunk. We're talking about comedones. That's the fancy word for blackheads and whiteheads. And also milia. You know, those little hard white bumps you can sometimes get? They're basically just hardened plugs of oil and skin cells. The real challenge, the art of it, is getting that stuff out without messing up the skin around it. It's like a tiny microscopic surgical strike. Which, of course, leads to the million-dollar question. Can this go wrong? Can it actually cause damage? Oh yeah. When you're working on someone's face, the line between helping and harming is razor thin. Absolutely. And this is where you can spot a true pro. They live by a golden rule. Extraction should never, ever last more than 10 minutes. 10 minutes! Why so short? Because they know that going longer and being too aggressive is a one-way ticket to irritated skin and even scarring. It's all about strategy, not brute force. They know when to stop. And it's not just about timing, it's a whole 5-step process. First, they prepare the skin, cleansing, exfoliating, steaming it so everything comes out easier. Then they protect. They're wearing gloves and their fingers are wrapped in clean tissue. It's all about hygiene. If they need to, they might pierce a milia with a sterile, one-time use lancet. Then comes the press, but it's a gentle squeeze and roll motion, not a hard pinch. And finally, the most important part, soothe. They wipe the area with toner to calm everything down. See, every single step is there for a reason. Okay, so we've covered the professional code and a super precise skill. Now, we're going to get into the really cool stuff. The unseen force that powers so many of the most advanced treatments today. And it's not some magic potion in a bottle. It's physics. It's electricity. Now, to get how these high-tech salon machines actually work, we've got to do a super quick, painless trip back to high school science class. Remember the atom? The basic building block of everything? It's got protons, neutrons, and the one we care about, the electron. When you get a bunch of those little electrons flowing in the same direction, boom, you've got an electrical current. And that current is what a therapist harnesses to do amazing things for your skin. Right, but electricity doesn't just flow through anything. Some materials, we call them conductors. Think metals, salt water. They're like a superhighway for electrons. They just zip right through. Then you have insulators, like rubber or plastic, and they're the total opposite. They're like a roadblock. They stop electricity in its tracks. And understanding this difference is absolutely crucial. It's how a therapist can guide the electricity exactly where it needs to go on your skin and nowhere else, keeping the whole thing totally safe.
So to control all this power, therapists have to speak the language of electricity. But don't worry, it's actually pretty simple if you think about it like a garden hose. Voltage, that's the water pressure. Amps, that's how much water is flowing out. Ohms, that's resistance. Imagine a kink in the hose. And watts, that's the total power, like what you can actually do with that water. A therapist is basically fine-tuning all of these things to get the absolute perfect custom flow for you.
So what's the point of all this physics? Well, the results are incredible. By mastering these electrical currents, a therapist can kickstart some amazing changes in your skin. We're talking about things like stimulating your skin to make more collagen, boosting circulation for better healing, using specific light frequencies to kill acne and bacteria. I mean, it even helps your skincare products sink in deeper. This is literally where science becomes visible on your face.
But you know what they say, with great power comes great responsibility. And when you're dealing with electricity, there is absolutely zero margin for error. For a professional, safety isn't just some idea they talk about, it's a whole system, a protocol designed to protect you from start to finish.
A properly trained therapist is basically a professional hazard spotter. Their eyes are always scanning for stuff we might not even notice. A frayed cord, water getting too close to an outlet, someone pulling a plug out the wrong way. It might seem like just common sense, but in a salon, it's a strict, constant checklist they're running in their head. It never stops. And here's a safety rule that is 100% non-negotiable. All metal, and I mean all of it, has to be removed. Not just from you, the client, but from the therapist too. We're talking jewelry, piercings, even things you can't see, like an IUD or a pacemaker, are a no-go. Why? Because metal is a conductor, and it can basically turn into a lightning rod and cause serious burns. So that pre-treatment check for metal, it's not a suggestion, it's a must.
So what happens if a machine starts acting up, even a little bit? The response is immediate and automatic. Step 1, label it as faulty, right then and there. Step 2, alert the manager and all the other staff. Step 3, remove it from service instantly. No, let me just try it one more time. No hesitation. The system is designed to remove any possible risk, period.
And this brings us to what might be the coolest part of this whole thing. Get this, your skin has its own unique electrical signature. Seriously, depending on how hydrated you are, the oils on your skin, everyone has a different level of resistance to electricity. So a great therapist can't just set a machine and forget it. They have to constantly read your skin, making tiny adjustments on the fly. It's this incredible blend of science and pure instinct.
So when you really think about it, a beauty therapist isn't just one thing, are they? They're this amazing mix of 3 different people all rolled into one. They're a caregiver who's got your safety and comfort as their top priority. They're an artist with the skilled hands to perform delicate, precise work. And they're a scientist who understands and uses the fundamental laws of physics to actually change your skin. It's a pretty incredible combination.
So the next time you're enjoying a facial, look a little deeper. Beyond the soothing ambiance and luxurious products, I hope you'll now see that invisible world of science, skill, and safety that's all around you. So, will you see the science behind the service?
Please subscribe to the channel. New videos are added regularly to help you stay sharp, energized, and thriving at life, work, and beyond.